Scientifically impossible places that actually exist. There are places on Earth that feel like they were designed to break the rules of science. Places where gravity feels strange, where water behaves in ways it should not, where landscapes look like they belong on another planet, and where even basic explanations start to feel slightly incomplete when you are actually standing there. What makes these locations so fascinating is not just that they are rare, but that they exist within a world we think we already understand. You expect Earth to follow predictable patterns, but then you find places that completely challenge that assumption, making you question how much of nature is still truly understood. Salar de Uyuni, Bolivia. Salar de Uyuni feels like the boundary between Earth and sky disappears completely. It is the largest salt flat in the world, stretching endlessly in every direction, but the most surreal moment happens after rainfall when a thin layer of water turns the entire surface into a perfect mirror. At that point, the horizon vanishes, and the sky reflects beneath your feet so perfectly that it becomes impossible to tell where reality begins. The optical illusion is so strong that it disrupts depth perception entirely. Objects appear to float, people seem suspended in air, and even distance becomes difficult to judge. It feels like a natural experiment in perception, where the rules of visual physics stop working the way they normally do. Blood Falls, Antarctica. Blood Falls looks like something that should not exist in nature at all. A deep red stream flows out of the icy Taylor Glacier, spilling over the white surface of Antarctica like a wound in the ice. For a long time, it seemed completely mysterious, almost unnatural. But scientific explanation revealed it is caused by iron-rich saltwater that oxidizes when it meets air. Even with the explanation, the visual effect still feels disturbing in a quiet way. The contrast between the red water and the pure white ice is so sharp that it creates a visual contradiction. Lake Natron, Tanzania. Lake Natron looks like a body of water that has been transformed into another substance entirely. Its surface often appears red and orange due to high salinity and microorganisms that thrive in extreme conditions. The lake is so alkaline that it can preserve animals that come into contact with it, almost turning them into stone-like forms over time. From above, it looks like a burning landscape made of mineral patterns rather than water. The reflection of light on its surface creates a heat-like illusion even when temperatures are not extreme. It feels like a place where chemistry dominates nature in a very visible way. Door to Hell, Turkmenistan. The Door to Hell is a massive burning gas crater that has been on fire for decades. It was created after a drilling accident caused a collapse into a natural gas field, and scientists ignited it expecting it to burn out quickly. Instead, it has been burning continuously ever since. At night, the crater glows like an open furnace in the middle of the desert, with flames rising from deep inside the ground. The heat and light it produces make it feel like a gateway into something underground rather than a surface phenomenon. Spotted Lake, Canada. Spotted Lake looks like a natural pattern drawn across the land with precision. During summer, as water evaporates, mineral-rich pools form circular spots of different colors across the surface, including green, yellow, and blue. Each spot contains a different concentration of minerals, creating a mosaic that looks almost artificially designed. From a distance, it resembles a coded pattern or some form of natural mathematics written into the ground. Lake Hillier, Australia. Lake Hillier is one of the most visually striking lakes on Earth because of its intense pink color. Unlike many natural bodies of water, the color does not change significantly when the water is placed in a container, which makes it even more unusual. The lake sits next to the deep blue of the ocean, creating a sharp contrast that looks almost edited. Scientists attribute the color to microorganisms and salt levels, but standing above it, the explanation feels less important than the visual impact. Catatumbo lightning, Venezuela. Catatumbo lightning is one of the most persistent lightning phenomena in the world, occurring almost nightly in a specific region where the Catatumbo River meets Lake Maracaibo. Storm clouds form repeatedly in this area, producing continuous lightning displays that can last for hours. From a distance, the sky looks like it is constantly flashing without thunder ever fully stopping. The consistency of this event makes it feel scientifically unusual, almost like a permanent storm cycle. It turns the night sky into a continuous electrical performance that seems too structured to be random. Moeraki Boulders, New Zealand. The Moeraki boulders are large spherical stones scattered along the beach, shaped almost perfectly like giant marbles placed randomly across the sand. Their formation is the result of geological processes over millions of years, but visually they appear engineered rather than natural. Some are cracked open, revealing layered interiors that look like fossilized structures. When waves move around them, the contrast between soft sand, moving water, and perfectly round stone creates a surreal visual balance. It feels like nature experimenting with geometry in physical form. Richat structure, Mauritania. The Richat structure, often called the Eye of the Sahara, is a massive circular formation visible even from space. From ground level, it appears like a series of concentric rock rings stretching across the desert. For a long time, it was thought to be an impact crater, but it is actually a deeply eroded geological dome. Even knowing the explanation does not reduce its visual impact. From above, it looks like a deliberate design, almost like a giant symbol etched into the Earth's surface. It feels more like something you would expect to see on a map than in real terrain. Hessdalen Lights, Norway. The Hessdalen Lights are unexplained glowing orbs that appear in a valley in Norway. They move silently through the sky, sometimes hovering, sometimes drifting, and sometimes appearing in clusters. Scientists have studied them for decades, and while there are theories involving plasma and atmospheric conditions, no single explanation fully accounts for all observed behavior. What makes them fascinating is their unpredictability. They appear without warning and behave differently each time. Standing in the valley and seeing them feels like observing something between physics and mystery. Final perspective on impossible places. What connects all of these locations is not that they break science, but that they challenge perception. They show how natural processes, when combined in rare conditions, can produce outcomes that feel unreal even when fully explained. These places remind us that Earth is not fully familiar, even today, and that nature still has ways of surprising us in forms that feel almost impossible. If this journey through scientifically impossible places helped you see the world differently, share your thoughts in the comments. Tell which place felt the most unreal, and subscribe for more travel stories that go beyond surface-level views and bring extraordinary places to life in a real and immersive way.